This video explains what to do during a rideshare ride, the time when you are traveling in the car with the rideshare driver. There are many things you can do to be appropriate and safe during the ride. First, sit in the back seat with your seatbelt on. Stay seated and wear your seatbelt during the entire ride. Also, be sure to stay awake and alert. Try not to fall asleep. And finally, don't eat in a rideshare car, especially messy or smelly foods. It's okay to talk with your rideshare driver if you want to. But if you don't feel like talking, it's also okay to be quiet during the ride. Some rideshare drivers will want to talk with you, and others like to stay quiet. If you talk with your driver, do not share any private information, like your last name, phone number, or credit card number. Also, it's best to not talk about topics that are very personal or private, like commenting on your driver's appearance, asking if they're married, or telling them your opinions about politics or religion. Drivers are people with their own personal beliefs too, and you can't predict how they will respond to such personal topics. It's better to talk about everyday things, like the weather or places and activities in your town. Most rideshare drivers are happy to do things to make your ride more comfortable, like adjusting the heat or air conditioning, opening or closing the windows, or turning the radio on or off. It's okay to make these requests. Just be sure to ask politely. Some good things to say are, "Can you please?" "Is it okay?" And "Do you mind?" Be sure to say thank you too. While dangerous situations don't happen often, you need to know what to do if you ever feel unsafe during a rideshare ride. Every person uses their own judgment to decide what situations and behaviors feel unsafe to them. It's good to talk with a teacher or family member about specific examples when you would be unsafe using rideshare. Some examples of unsafe situations might be if the driver is texting while driving recklessly or very fast, if the driver is angry, touches you, or says sexual or threatening things. There are 3 ways you can respond in an unsafe situation. Ask the driver to stop the behavior, end the ride, or make an emergency phone call. One thing you can do is to ask the driver to stop or change the behavior that is making you feel unsafe. For example, say, "Can you please slow down?" Or, "Could you put the phone down while we're driving?" If the driver continues the unsafe behavior or the situation is very dangerous, you can stop the ride. Say, "Please stop the car and let me out," and cancel the ride in the app. When the driver pulls over to a safe place, get out of the car. Only end the ride if you are on a safe street with good lighting and buildings or people nearby. Don't get out of the car on a dangerous street or busy highway. Finally, if it's unsafe to get out of the car, if the driver can't or won't stop the car, or if it's an emergency situation like a car accident, use your phone to call 911 or a trusted friend or family member. Most rideshare apps have an emergency button that calls 911. It also shows your current location and ride information on the screen so that you can give it to the operator. So remember, during a rideshare ride, it's good to stay awake, seated in the back seat with your seatbelt on. If you talk with the driver, don't share private information or talk about personal topics. It's okay to make polite requests. And if you feel unsafe, you can ask the driver to change their behavior, end the ride and get out of the car, or make an emergency call.